Welcome to lesson 3 of the 10 lesson series, Mindset Mastery for Golf. Hello again, I'm Debbie O'Connell, the owner of Golf Positive and Live Positive. I am so excited for lesson 3. It's something that once I learned it, it shifted everything in all areas of my life. I am just so excited to share it with you to help you shift your mindset and get your golf game to the next level. How are you doing with blab? All right, right now, make your move. Yes, make your move. Yes, because here's the thing about learning. If your energy is up when you're about to learn something, you will take it in even better. You'll remember it better. It'll register better. Because what happens when we're in this positive energy flow, remember, emotion is energy in motion, and we want that positive energy flowing. You are more focused. You are open to new ideas. You hear things differently than when you're in this stressed out mode. So right now, make sure, put a smile on your face, get your chest up, even if you're sitting, create energy in your chair. Get that energy going, make your move. Yes, make your move. Yes, make your move. Yes. All right. Have you been practicing it? Have you made any judgments around it? Remember to keep that judgment journal going, because it will have all of the information we need to make sure we shift everything for you when it's time for your breakthrough. We're gonna have a complete breakthrough where we unleash you to have mindset mastery. Here's the concept for today. It's called cause and effect. It may be a new concept for some of you. Some of you may have heard it before. But the question is are you at cause or are you at effect? And it's a sliding scale. You're not all in effect most of the time, and you're not all in cause most of the time. Well, you're probably saying, Debbie, what the heck does this mean, cause and effect? All right, when you are in cause, you think and act in results and solutions. When a situation comes up, you're thinking, how can I get the result I want? What's the solution to the challenge? When you're in effect, you're in reasons and excuses. Anybody know anybody like that? I know a few people like that, and I know I am like that sometimes. I am like that fewer times than I used to be, but there were those times where I was in the reasons and excuses more often. And it's a sliding scale. And there's no judgment about this. It's about awareness. What understanding this concept will do for you is help you to be aware of why you're getting the results you're getting in life, why you feel the way you do, what are the thoughts you're having, and understanding where all this is coming from. And then we shift it. If it's in an area that's keeping you down, holding you back, not allowing you to reach your full potential or be at your best in all areas of life, and especially golf for us. So here's a little bit about explaining what cause and effect are. Okay, when you are in effect and you're stuck in reasons and excuses, you're filled with doubt and uncertainty and fear. So that's like being on the golf course and feeling doubt in your ability, feeling doubt in yourself, being uncertain about the shot you want to hit, uncertain about the club you want to hit, uncertain about the most effective way to play the hole, uncertain about your own ability, and having doubt in that. And then it creates some fear. The emotion that comes up is fear. When that water is in front of you and you want to run and get a water ball and say, let me do that. I've never personally done that, I don't think, but I've played with people who've done that, and it's not in a tournament or anything, but we're out there playing for fun. They're like, oh, let me go get that water ball. Well, what do you think that sets up your mind to believe in that moment? That the ball's going in the water, doesn't it? So if you want to do that, that fear steps in. Oh, I always hit it in this water. That kind of thing. And what happens when you're in that mode, you also don't have any ideas. You don't know what to do. You get stuck and you get in this mode of there's nothing I can do. I don't have an answer. The other thing that happens is we have 4 voices in our head, basically. Some might have more. We have 4. We have an ego, and it's not just voices. It's when your ego comes up. That's proving yourself. I am good enough. That's when we get angry because your ego is protecting you and wants you to feel strong and powerful. That's when the ego comes up. And it's going to say, blame other people. No, it's you. It's not me. Because the ego wants you to be strong and we have to prove things. Then there's the inner child. The inner child is like, no, don't sign up for that tournament. No. It's scared. You're not good enough. You might embarrass yourself. Let's not go into that tournament. Don't play with that person because they're really good. And that'll be scary. So that's your inner child. And then you have that inner critic that just says, you're not good enough. You're not athletic. You never played other sports, or you didn't do well in other sports, or your parents never wanted you to play sports. Whatever the inner critic, I'm not good at this game. I haven't been playing long enough. It's a hard game. It's the hardest game you'll ever play. That inner critic, like, you can't do this. So when you're in effect, those are the voices that come up. I'll talk about that 1/4 one when we get to cause, because that's the one where we want to get you to if you're not there in golf. The other part is you become a victim of circumstance. I'm playing poorly today because the course is playing so slowly. I mean, who could play well in this situation? It's so, I can't believe that the course is that slow and no one's doing anything about it. This is ridiculous. Or you're a victim of circumstances. Yeah, everything was going great and then the weather shifted and started raining. Or I was stuck playing with that person again. And we all know no one can play well with her. It wasn't my fault. You're a victim. You're a victim of things that happen to you. And when you're a victim, you know what happens? You're in the passenger seat of the car that is driving your life. There's a car that we're in. It's a journey we're on. We're on this road called life. And if you're the victim of circumstance, if life happens against you all the time, and you don't have any control, you're the passenger in the car of your life. And that happens with golf too. All of life. The other part of being in effect is blaming, shaming, and justifying. Have you ever said this, or have anyone you've ever played golf with said, I was playing great until the ranger, the player assistant came along and then they were watching me and that made me nervous. Or, I took a lesson not that long ago, so it's not my fault that I'll probably be horrible today because I didn't get to practice it. Or I didn't have time. You're blaming other things. I just got a new driver and it's not working now. They sold me this driver, and you're blaming and you're shaming, it's never you. It's not you in control. You're sitting in the passenger seat. You're blaming everyone and everything else on what's happening on the golf course. Then there's, making judgments. You're making assumptions and judgments. You're assuming everyone else is better players or more confident. You're judging yourself in a negative way. This is all being in effect. Anybody recognize themselves in any of this? I have When I was the head golf professional, someone would come in, check in for golf, and hey, good morning, Mr. Such and Such, how are you today? Great. Ready to go play golf? Yeah, but I don't know how the day will go today until I hit that first tee shot. You know, it's just kind of giving up control of the day, right? Jumping into the passenger seat saying, who knows what will happen on the course today? You know, and I've had where people have come in and blamed slow play, or blamed the wind, or blamed their playing partners, or blamed all this other stuff of the reason they didn't play well. The other part of being in effect is limiting decisions and beliefs. Anybody else ever have a limiting decision, a limiting belief that has held them back? You know, I'm not... One that I had, I've done a breakthrough and I don't have it anymore, was I'm not smart enough. And that was just me on all of life. I'm not smart enough. And it influenced many decisions I've made. You know, that's a limiting decision, a limiting belief about myself. I hear some people say, you know, I'm not athletic, so I can't play golf. Golf is the most difficult sport I'll ever play and I'll never get it. You know, limiting decisions. A limiting decision is I'm not good enough, just in general, to succeed. I'm not good enough. I don't believe in myself. I had a limiting decision when it came to being nervous. And this may support you if you understand this. The story is really a bowling story, not as much a golf story, but it's the same idea. It's an individual sport, and it's when the pressure situation comes on. You know, and really when we think about pressure, where does it come from anyway? It comes from us, doesn't it? It does come from us. So here's what was happening with me. I was bowling. I'm a very good bowler, and I was averaging 220 at the time. So I was averaging 220. And for those of you who don't bowl, that is a very good average. I was the high average in the league at the time, and a perfect game in bowling is a strike every frame. There's 10 frames, but the 10th frame has 3 opportunities. So there's 12 strikes, and you get a perfect 300 game. Well, I had never had one. And, you know, I'd be in league and I'd get like the first 7 strikes in a row, and then I'd start getting nervous. And my heart would pound, and I'd feel, any of you ever feel that on the first tee? Especially of a tournament, or if you're on the first tee and there's a lot of people watching, or you're playing with playing partners who are better than you and you don't feel like you're as good as them, and you feel those nerves. Well, I would start to feel my heart pound and start to feel, and I'd blow it. And I did that a number of times. And then I had this thought, you know, I don't need to have a 300 game. I'll never have one. I get too nervous to have a 300 game. And that my limiting belief, my limiting decision I made way back when as a kid was, if you're nervous in sports or nervous in anything, you can't perform well. Where did that belief come from? Every Saturday, my family and I would watch the wide world of sports. You know, and we'd watch all of the sports that were on. And we watched the Saturday bowling. We'd watch, actually, not even just that. That was a day we did together, but we'd watch all the other events. We'd watch the major tennis tournaments. We'd watch golf together. We'd watch baseball and football. And we just loved it. It was a great family thing to do. We enjoyed sports. We enjoyed rooting for teams, our home teams. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Oh my gosh, so fun going to the games. Root for the home teams. If they don't win, it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Sing it with me. At the old ball game. I love to sing. See, I hope you put a smile on your face. Hey, if you had a judgment there, write it down. So here we are, we're watching those sports. And here, what I heard over and over and over was when the athlete, the competitor, would succeed. So they'd go out there and they'd succeed. They'd go, all of a sudden, they needed the last strike to win. They needed a great serve. They needed to complete the pass or make the free throw. It was a pressure situation. That golf shot, they needed to make this putt or make a great shot into the green to set themselves up, and then they make the putt and they win. Every time I saw that, the announcers would say, they have ice in their veins. I would hear that over, they have ice in their veins, which meant to me, my interpretation was they didn't feel nervous. Wow, what ice in their veins. On the other side, when people would falter in that situation, they didn't come through, they missed the free throw, they missed the putt, or they pulled the shot into the water, or they double faulted to win, or they had the opportunity to win, they missed the easy shot, they missed the spare, or made a split, whatever it was. You'd hear the announcer say, oh, the pressure got to them. Oh, it was that pressure that really got them. The nerves got to them. You hear that? I mean, now I'm so aware of it. I hear that all the time. Oh, it was their nerves. It was their nerves. So as a kid, I'm watching this, and that just kept being reinforced. So here I am. I want to have a 300 game. And I start getting nervous. My limiting belief was that when you get nervous, the nerves get to you, in the pressure situation, you can't succeed. And I blew it over and over and over again. How many of you feel that way when you're on the tee and you're so nervous and you just don't feel like you can hit a good shot because you're feeling nerves throughout your body and your heart is pounding? I'm here to tell you, you can. Here's what I did. I decided that, you know what, it's okay if I don't have a 300 game. I've set records in bowling. I've had high series. I've been high average. I've had a great bowling career. And that lasted about a week. And I said, I really want to have a 300 game. So I got myself hooked up with a Hall of Famer. He happened to be in our area. PBA, Professional Bowler Association, Hall of Famer. I started taking bowling lessons. I was working out with a trainer, and I said, look, I need to be ready for when I'm in this last frame and I'm feeling nervous and I need to get in this position. I want to be strong and balanced. I need my core, my leg strength, my glutes, need all that, which you need for golf too. And then I went to a sports psychologist. And what we did was hypnosis in a way. We did meditations, and I kept doing this meditation every night about succeeding, and we were shifting my mindset on the unconscious level. That was my first introduction to really understanding that success, true success and mindset mastery happens in the unconscious mind. And I know as we get through these 10 weeks, you'll be all in with that concept and know that, hey, I've got to tackle this unconscious mind and get a breakthrough so I can achieve all my goals in golf too. So we did that, we meditated. I go to the lanes and I'm feeling great. I had a fabulous lesson the night before. I'm throwing the ball just so good. My mindset is great. I'm in fabulous shape, and I'm throwing strike after strike after strike, and I'm just staying confident. And then about the 8th frame, my heart starts pounding, and I'm starting to feel nervous. But I didn't focus on that. So here's a great lesson from the golf course. Don't focus on how your body's reacting. It's going to react. It's an exciting situation, right? It's going to react. And then I get the 9th, and now I'm in the 10th frame. And then by then, everyone in the bowling lane stops bowling, and everyone's behind you watching. So I throw the 10th one, and I get it. And I'm throwing every one. It just is perfect coming off my hand. If you're a bowler, you'll understand when you feel it. Oh my gosh, you just know it's going to be a strike. And I get the 11th one. And now, literally, I didn't know if I could stand up. I mean, my legs felt like they were shaking. My heart's pounding. Everything's just, all this happening. And I pick up the ball. I didn't focus on my body at all. It was me and my target. Me and my target, me and my target. So write that down. Focus on your intention. Focus on what you want. Allow your body to just be. Allow your body. I was still confident. I believed and I was confident. And I stood confidently waiting for my bowling ball to come back. And I grabbed my bowling ball. I took the breath. I was in blab. I've got this. Me and my target. Me and my target. Right? I was confident with my physiology, standing tall. I I don't think I said anything about grateful, but I knew I was grateful that I was there because I had many times said, I want to be in this situation. Billie Jean King said, pressure is a privilege. That means you're doing something amazing, right? You're doing something great. So it's a privilege. And I knew that. Took my breath, me and my target, and I went and I threw that ball, and it came off great. I'm doing one of these, and it hits the pins, and boom! It was a strike, and I'm sure I did something like that. That's my move. And it was the most exciting thing, probably because it was so incredibly challenging to get to that point. I was crying, and it was really exciting. But I want you to know out of this is you can succeed even when you feel nervous. So if you're ever in effect and you're saying, I get too nervous, or that first day, I'm just terrible on the first day, I get all those people watching and you're in blaming, you're a victim, you're nervous and all that. If you're there, you can switch to cause. That's what I did. I switched to cause and I got my 300 game, and then I went on and had another one eventually. And those limiting decisions are what hold us back. And then we become, when we're in effect, we're also reactionary. Oh, I have to do this. You know, you react to a situation. Oh my God, I have to do this now. Oh my gosh, there's a situation. I just hit it in the water. Oh gosh, now you're reacting, and you get uptight and you get nervous and you cause stress and cortisol flying all over the place. You're just reacting. When you're in cause, you're in results and solution. You're confident. You believe in yourself as opposed to doubt and uncertainty. You're confident. You have the belief. And the resilience, and no matter what happens on the golf course, you're still confident and you believe in yourself. You're creative. Who'd like to be more creative on the golf course? Wouldn't you like to be even more creative? So when you're in a situation, you can think through it creatively and have ideas about the best way to proceed. Also, here's that other voice, your intuition. All right, you've had to experience this as a golfer. I mean, anyone in life experiences this. Well, we'll use life first. You're about to go out the door, and this little voice inside says, bring the umbrella. And you're like, I checked the weather. It's not supposed to rain today. But a little voice somewhere had said, bring the umbrella. And you're like, I'm not bringing the umbrella. Well, later on in the day, you look outside and you're going, darn, I knew I should have brought my umbrella. How many of you have gone to choose a club out of your bag for a shot, and you're going to pick a club, and a little voice says, hit this one, hit the 7-iron, and you're thinking, no, I need the 6 because of the distance, and it's saying hit the 7, or vice versa. But there's a little voice inside you. That is your intuition. Imagine playing golf when your intuition is leading the decision making. When your intuition is a voice you trust, you know in your trust, and it's the loudest voice in your head, as opposed to the ego trying to prove itself, as opposed to the inner critic, as opposed to that inner child playing it safe. Oh, just hit it over there because we can't go over that bunker. What if your intuition was leading the charge? That's when you're in cause. That's when you're in cause, when your intuition is the lead. And you have inspired actions. Instead of blaming, shaming, justifying, you're just inspired to go practice putting because you're really excited to improve your putting. You're excited to take a lesson. You're excited to do this series. You're looking forward to it. You're inspired. Why are you inspired? Because you're in the driver's seat of your car. When you're in the driver's seat, you know that you get to make the decisions, that you're in charge, that life is happening for you. And things that don't go well are lessons to learn. It's feedback. You truly take the responsibility of your success in golf, of your game. You take that responsibility. You see opportunities when you're in cause. There's opportunities for you. Hey, there's this new website I've heard about. I'm going to join that because there's these awesome lessons. I can take virtual golf lessons live. and I can take this 10 lesson series and take control and take the responsibility and see the opportunities out there and then grab them. You have awareness and you have learnings. So, it doesn't mean we're perfect. It just means when something doesn't go as well, it's never a failure, it's feedback. It's just feedback. And it's never a failure if you learn something. So you play a round of golf and you learn things throughout the round of golf. And when you're in cause, you become aware of things and you get learnings and you grow and get better because of it. And you're proactive in your life. You're in that driver's seat. You're going where you want to go and you're taking charge of it. And this is I am specifically using golf because that's what this is about, but it's in life too. We could be in effect and I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have, enough money to do other things and blame, shame, justify, or we can find solutions. You know what? Does it remind you of the positive leading questions and cause? What can I do? How can I succeed? Or the negative questions of being in effect? Being in, what's wrong with me? Why can't I? Why is the world against me? Or over here, I know the world is happening for me and these learning opportunities keep coming up and I'm going to continue to grow and use any, quote, setback as a setup to move forward. That's being in cause. Imagine being in cause for a round of golf or for your whole golf career and where you could be. Because cause is results and solutions. It's confidence and belief. It's creativity. It's using your intuition and having inspired action. You're not dragging yourself around, you're inspired. You taking responsibility and seeing opportunities, being aware and gaining learnings, and being proactive in your life. Because here's a formula I want you to write down. E plus R equals O. E plus R equals O. E is the event. An event will happen in life. There's an event. The event could be weather. The event could be the ranger. The event could be slow play. The event could be a party. The event, whatever the event could be a world pandemic. The event could be something that is either positive or negative. There's an event. Many people think there's an event and there's an outcome. There's an event and an outcome. But in the middle, there's plus R. R is how you respond. So there's an event plus your response determines the outcome. You could have two people who are in the exact same situation who react completely differently and get a completely different outcome. The event was the same, but the reaction. And the reaction is, were they in effect or were they in cause? Someone double bogeys a hole. All right, someone gets a double bogey on a hole. That's the event. What's the reaction? If you're in effect, it's anger, frustration, blaming the noise that was heard, blaming the lie that they had, blaming the slow play. Someone who's in cause has a double bogey and says, how can I move forward and still have a good round of golf? It's creative, still has confidence. I've got this. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to take some good lessons from that hole later on when I think about it. Or I'm going to slow down and notice, hey, I'm just going to slow down as I walk to the next tee. Or I'm going to power pose. I'm going to get my mindset right and get my confidence to stay up and make my move and be thankful that I'm out here and really take responsibility and take charge. The outcomes will be drastically different. I want you to think about now, are you in cause or are you in effect? And specifically in golf. So write down this list when you're approaching the first tee. And it's a sliding scale. So it may be, I am 80% in cause and 20% 80% in cause, 20% in effect. On some, I may be 20% in cause and 80% or 70, 30. It's a sliding scale. So write down first tee shot of the day. Are you setting yourself up with excuses? Oh my gosh, so many times I'll do a playing lesson and someone comes to the table, they're like, well, you know, I haven't practiced, and I'm like, no. You know, my neck was sore, I didn't sleep well last night. No. I try not to let them even go there and cause, because what happens, you're giving yourself all these excuses before you even start your round. How about you get there and say, I've got this. You use blab and you get yourself confident. You focus on your target. You get in there, you see what you want. You're in the driver's seat of your round of golf. You're in the driver's seat of your life. You're not making excuses. Where are you in the first tee? How about your golf score? When you're about to put your golf score in, are you in cause or are you in effect? You know, I caddied a couple times on the LPGA tour, and I would hear some of the caddies say, you know, if she played well, you know, she played, oh yeah, I played really well today. If it didn't go well, it was she and the caddy didn't do well. And they would laugh about that. It's a little joke with the caddies. So where are you with your golf score? Where are you after you have a high score on a hole? Are you in effect or are you in cause? And this is just awareness. There's no judgment about this. We want you to be aware. Remember what I said as one of the rules? The truth will set you free. Be honest here. How about after a penalty? You hit it in the water, you hit it out of bounds. How do you react there? Are you in effect or are you in cause? Are you looking for excuses of why it went out of bounds or why it went into the water? Oh, I didn't know the hole. Oh, I forgot that water was there. Or you know, the ground is so hard it bounced more than I did. Are you blaming, or man, that noise I heard, or my playing partner has just been annoying me all day. Slow play, that's a big one that people use a lot as an excuse. So where are you after that? How about after a 3-putt? Are you in cause or are you in effect? And this is just awareness. Remember, it's a sliding scale. How about where are you with your health and fitness? It could be golf fitness, or just general health and fitness. Where are you with that? Are you in effect? I don't have time, my gym closed, you know, my trainer wasn't doing classes anymore. You know, is it that, or is it how can I get the best shape of my life and improve my golf game by getting golf fit and enjoy the process? Are you there? Are you being creative? Are you saying, man, my time I don't have a lot of time, but how can I still work out? Asking positive leading questions and being there. So where are you with your health and fitness? Where are you with your relationships with your spouse, with your friends on the golf course? Where are you with that? Just in relationships, when you're communicating with someone, are you blaming them for not understanding? Or are you taking responsibility and saying, you know, let me explain, let me ask you that differently, let me communicate that differently? Are you, when your spouse tries to help you on the golf course, are you blaming them for messing you up? Or are you going to be in cause and take responsibility for what happens out there? So where are you on these things? Where are you in golf feedback? So of that list, it's your first tee shot, your golf score, if you have a high score on a hole, if you get a penalty, if you have a 3-putt, where are you in health and fitness? And that you could do a scale for your golf specific health and fitness, and then your health and fitness in general. And then where are you with your relationships with your spouse and friends as far as on the golf course and what's happening out there? And then how are you with golf feedback? How are you when others are helping you with that? Are you in cause and saying, okay, I'm gonna learn from this. I'm going to be proactive, I'm gonna be aware and see opportunities. Or are we in the doubt and uncertainty and you're stuck and you got that ego saying, well, I know how to do it, and being, you know, stepping up for you. All right, so that is the concept of cause and effect, and we're gonna continue with this in the next lesson and help you get from effect to cause, because you will play amazing golf and have mindset mastery as we shift you into cause. So do this homework on that list, keep the judgment journal going, and make your move. Put a smile on your face. Golf positive, live positive right now. Make your move. Yes, You've got this. We are, this is quite the journey, and you're doing so, so well, and I'm thrilled to be here on this journey with you. All right, have an incredible day. Golf positive, live positive.